Hi guys, welcome to the unboxing and full review of this YoLuke solar powered Wi-Fi camera. They are listed on Amazon's Security Outdoor HD Pen Tilt 1080p camera, 100% wire-free, rechargeable, 19,200 milliamps battery, Floodlight surveillance camera system with PIR motion detection. It's listed for around $125. Has pretty good reviews. As far as I can see, it's a very new device. It's an upscale, I would say like a premium device with really high specs, a very complete set with almost everything which you could need. No need for extra power, no need for complicated cabling, absolutely no cabling, just the connection between the solar and the camera, 365 days, 24 hours uninterrupted monitoring. They are talking about monitoring, not recording. It's not possible with some battery operated device, and easy installation as well. So we have some specs here already. 7.8 watts solar energy. You can see it's really high power solar panel and has almost 360 degrees monitoring area. Of course not at the same time, but I think it's also a wide angle, about 90 degrees. So let's open the box and see what we get. So here we have some user manual, and since it's a small one, I'm going to show you everything pretty quickly. This could help to make a better buy decision, or if you bought used or you lost the instructions. You can see it comes with an app. Here we have some description probably regarding connection and the app. So I'm going to show you everything or almost everything in detail. Here we have the solar panel. Looks pretty sturdy, robust, definitely not a toy. This comes with a pre-installed cable, water protected micro USB. And here we have some installation material, really a lot. You don't have to be worried that you don't have enough stuff to mount this thing. And here we have the camera. So here we have everything again. We get even this extension cable. If you need to move the solar panel far away from the camera, this can happen. If you want to point this camera to the north, and of course you need to point the solar panel to the south to have a lot of power. Here's some mounting bracket for the whole thing. You can see that's a solid, really large, heavy camera. It's not just a small thing here. Has some openings for the TF card, which I think is not included. We'll find out. Then something to operate, and then probably the charging port here. Yeah, that's gonna be the charging port to the solar panel, and also two large antennas which could help to provide good reception. So I'm planning to put this far away from my router, and we'll see how good the reception is. By the way, this has been underneath here. That's some mounting plate for the camera itself. So this is probably then rather for the solar panel. So I've been reading a little bit in the instructions, and I found some interesting information. Yeah, while I'm doing the whole setup, I've decided to fully charge the camera. By the way, there's also this charging cable. I haven't been using that. I've been using an old one, but you can use this one here, which comes extra with the set. So the idea is to put this like on the side, and you can rotate this camera in all directions. You can see I'm not doing too much. I don't want to do some damage, but you can see you can move this in every angle. You have this to the side, you turn up the antennas, and then you have the possibility to put the solar panel on top of this with this really nice mount here. Or if you want to place the solar panel in another direction, you can use this. By the way, there's no optical zoom. The only kind of zoom we have is a digital zoom. And there's a proprietary app. You have to download the app, of course. That's here the QR code. We have to download, install. But what we don't have here, usually with these PTZ cameras, we have like an on-with possibility, so we can use network recorder, but that's not possible here, at least not at the moment. Sometimes we can use client software on a PC. These things, that's at the moment unfortunately not possible. If you want to use that as well on a PC, you can use some emulator, let's say for Android, and then run the client also there. That should be possible. I'm also going to try that. Regarding cloud, it looks like there's no cloud included. Cloud storage you would have to buy. So as long as you don't want to spend extra money, everything is then stored on the TF card. Of course, it's outside. Somebody could steal it, but my experience is that it's definitely not a big risk. I've checked regarding the TF card. Micro SD card should fit here. We have a Samsung 32GB card. This should last for a couple of days. We have the writing to the top. Here we have also the writing to the top, and we push it inside, and you can see fits easily. We can also easily take it out again, no problem with that. So reset, I hope we don't need that. Maybe for the first time. We'll see. What's good here, that we have this cover here nicely attached to the camera, so we can't lose that. With a lot of cameras it's not attached, and sometimes we can lose these things, and then you can dump the camera into trash. Fits nicely, should be a good protection against water and everything. So the scan of the Android code brought me to the Android Play Store, where we have this U-Box. It has even more than 100,000 downloads, and it has pretty good reviews, especially for a camera app. This is really rare to find that we have a camera app which has so good reviews. So we are going to install, and then we have to register, and then I'm trying to connect to this camera. So the setup of the app has been pretty easy with the email and the password. I didn't even have to confirm by email. Of course, they will send you an email, and then you have to confirm. This is probably better, otherwise it won't work for a long time. So when we are on the main screen, we have to click on Add Family. Yeah, so I have to enter my address. I don't know why, it's a little bit annoying, but I'll do that. At least we can see that the city address and zip code is optional. Yeah, at least that. So let's finish. So we are already here. We can add the device. I'm picking here set up Wi-Fi device.
Power on your camera and check that the blue indicator LED is blinking.
Okay, so here's the power on button. Let's see if we have to long press. Maybe we have to long press. So I've been pressing a couple of times here, and at the very end the camera confirmed that it's turned on. Yeah, this thing is too loud for my taste, definitely. I don't know why this is so loud. This is insane, but at least we don't have to do this every day. So, but it looks like we are having a blue light, a blue linking light, and we can connect here. What's important here, that we are on a 2.4 gigahertz. What's important here, that we are on the 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi, which we want to use to connect this camera as well. We click on yes. Click on next again. Yeah, now. Yeah, so I have to enter the 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi of the router here. And I'll click on QR code configuration. So
use your camera to scan the QR code. Maintain a distance of about. Here's the confirmation.
Yeah, now we see a red light. I don't know if it has been successfully scanning the QR code already.
Camera installed successfully. Fully charge the camera at first use.
Okay. So let's turn this thing around a little bit. I don't want to be on the screen. So let's go online. So turn this a little bit to the side so you can see that there is something. Of course, it is turned around. So I skipped this thing here. Now let's see. Here on the left side we can change the brightness, and here's probably the thing how we can turn the camera around. You can see how it's moving now. I have to put it in a perfect position. Yeah, now it's you can see at some point it stops. You can't do more because it cannot rotate freely 360 degrees. You have to be careful. If it stops moving, you should stop pushing the button here, otherwise you probably could destroy the thing. Now it's moving to the other side. Here we are, you can see I can turn it also to this side, so it's pretty good. I can really adjust it to the position and rotation which I really need. It has a little bit of a lag, which is always the case with battery operated cameras, of course, or any kind of cameras. So maybe we can see even here some zooming effect. You can see here there's no optical zoom, there's digital zoom, but at least we can use it if you need. Probably we can make this image larger, and then you have the control here on this screen. So it looks like here it's just showing the last picture. If you want to get an update on that, it's not possible for all the cameras. If you are installing more than one camera, you really have to go into detail to get an up-to-date image, and also to do the settings here. There's a lot of settings. If you want to update the firmware, you can click, yeah, firmware is up to date, that's good. So we have everything what is needed. Here we can talk, but probably it's a little bit loud inside. Yeah, okay, there's always this delay, this thing, which we shouldn't do that. Yeah, okay, I'm turning this thing off now. Otherwise it's going crazy. We can directly record from here. We can also make an image directly from here or start recording from the camera. So here we have the device, cloud video, album, and my information. We can open the cloud and you can see the options which you have. You can have a free trial here for 7 days or 30 days. And here in the album you can see we have already some pre-recorded things, which of course are coming from the SD card. Looks like it's pretty fast actually. Yeah, not bad. Really responding fast, I would say. Yeah, at least when we are so close, we'll find out how it is when we are further away. So at the moment everything is looking. Yeah, one last thing here is of course that's probably the light. I can't see any difference here at the moment. Maybe it's because it's bright. Maybe we can turn on and off the infrared and normal illumination, and here that's really important. We can switch between HD and SD. So if you have the impression that the quality is not good enough, you have to switch to HD, otherwise of course it's very limited. And this you can see now it's much better. So before it was definitely very limited. You can see the difference. Yeah, with SD you can't see anything. With HD, yeah, now we can see much better. So now also the digital zoom makes sense. So I'm going to install it outside and then we'll go from there. So here we are after about 1 week of testing this YoLuke camera. By the way, mounting has been super easy with this base plate here and a couple of screws. I have used here 4 screws into these trees. Can be done with 2 or 3 or more. I mean, I think it has a really solid hold with these 4 screws. And then it's really easy. I mean, what you have to be aware of that, I go a little bit back again. Here's an arrow here imprinted on the plate. So make sure that the arrow points up, otherwise you cannot mount the camera. And so at the end you put the camera on top and secure it with the 4 screws which it comes with. So here we are. Yeah, and then put the antenna upright so you have good reception. Then the solar panel on top here, very easy to mount, put inside. And then we have to also secure the solar panel from the side with some of these screws. Yeah, I'm a little bit out of focus, but I think you still get the point here. Then you can rotate the solar panel in the best direction, or you can mount the solar panel somewhere else. And yeah, it's pretty easy, so it can easily be done in 5 minutes if you have a good location. Don't forget to plug in the power, yeah, of course. And after plugging in the power, you should see a red light. Check if you see the red light here, and then it's charging, working. and everything is really solid. You can see camera solid, solar panel very solid, absolutely no problem with wind and storm and rain. And it has been doing a great job so far. The only thing was to find out how to do the settings. That's a little bit difficult. It's a rather new device, and I haven't found any detailed instructions. I've been talking to the seller a little bit about settings, and they have been helping me a lot. So this is what I have found so far. Of course, here we are on the app. I mean, this is the app on my PC with an Android emulator, so it's not 100% the same. I mean, the app is basically the same, but it's behaving a little bit different because I cannot use like multi-zoom or those things, but basic operations I can do on the PC. So it's also a good way to have your footage on your PC as well, because it at the moment it really works only with the app. It doesn't work as an on with camera. You cannot install or run it on a network video recorder. So here, of course, we always go on HD when we want to have a good image. And what I see that it has pretty good reception. I mean, it's pretty far away from the router and it's usually stable. Usually I don't see a lot of outages or missing time here. We have a full screen of the whole thing. This is how it looks, and it's doing a really good job, I would say. We can change the brightness. Yeah, here I would be able to zoom in a little bit. Unfortunately, on the PC I can't do that, but I've been zooming in and it was really good. And we can do the full control here. We can stay on that, and it does a really good job on driving around or moving around from left to right. You can adjust the speed, you can direct record, you can talk to somebody, you can almost do everything. You can see where we can go. It's a really nice move from left to right and top to down. Yeah, I'm going a little bit down as well. Up is a little bit limited, but down it goes almost all the way down. You can see it's mounted on a tree, and I have another camera below to have a little bit of comparison. Now I go up full way to have the maximum. That's the maximum. I cannot go up more, so that's the limit, but it's pretty good. Yeah, I go a little bit out here. Sometimes I'm still struggling a little bit with this thing. Yeah, I have to go down here. Yeah, what we have the, when we go into the footage, we have actually the recorded footage, and when we want to have the control, so here we go to the full screen, or we move this thing here a little bit to the right side. Yeah, I have to be careful not to delete this thing here. On the real app, on the Android or iOS, it works much better than this thing here. Yeah, here I think I can use the zoom here, but of course I have to go into HD. You see the difference here? That's crazy. That's a huge difference. Here we are on HD. Now it's a little bit struggling maybe with the network, but I had it much better before. So let's try again. Let's go on HD and let's zoom in a little bit, and yeah, that's not bad. And we can definitely see a difference. I mean, huge difference between SD and HD. It's a huge difference. So I highly recommend to use only high density or high definition. So we can also change the speed, how to move around. We can go to high speed and have much faster movement. Here you can see how fast it can change around. I mean, it's really impressive how powerful this thing here is. I often have the impression that this is not a battery operated camera, but this is like a wired powered camera, but it's really a battery operated camera, but it just has a really powerful battery, and it has a really powerful solar panel. I mean, I've been testing this now since about a week, and we almost had no direct sun, really rare sun, a lot of cloud, and the battery is still full. What we don't see is like a percentage here. I can click on that, or I can go into the settings, and I don't see anything regarding the detailed battery level. So the icon there, I think, is the only thing. So we have here the memory card. I go a little bit into the settings here again. We have the rotate mirror, and the rotate mirror, that's really nice if you want to mount this on a ceiling. Then this here is really important. If you want to place this outside, and I guess most people will do that, you have to select the outdoor mode, otherwise it could have some problems with recording or detection. So this is really important. Then I highly recommend to go into the highest settings, highest sensitivity. I've been trying with low and medium, and usually it was too late, especially if you have like a warm climate, like it's in summer, then the temperature difference between like a body and the environment is not huge. So I highly recommend to go on high. Maybe in winter you can go to medium or low. Then sleep delay, I'm not 100% sure, but I think this is some kind of the cooling period which you have between videos. So if you have too much movement, you can go to 60 seconds, and it makes a break between the single recordings. You can go to always. When you activate always, it will always record. I mean, not into the cloud, but on the micro SD card you will have all the time recording. I'm going to show you that. And power frequency, I haven't done anything. LED indicator, yeah, it's up to you if you need that. Apart from that, I think not much things are needed. So let's go to the recording. What's important here, here we are on the cloud, but we can also, yeah, of course we have to go to the left side. Yeah, here we are on the cloud. If you have activated that, I mean, I'm still on the free trial. Probably I'm running out of this pretty soon. But let's check the latest recordings, and you can see there are some false recordings, but this is pretty rare. I had a really good impression, especially with the cloud, activating the cloud, there are a little bit less recording. It's not always recording on the SD card and into the cloud. I think in the cloud it has some, or it tries to do some artificial intelligence. It tries to detect faces or so, and when there's nothing really detected, it doesn't store it into the cloud. So that's definitely an advantage when you're using the cloud, but of course it's not free. Here I've been doing 4 detections. Yeah, I start with the first one. Here you can see first one. I've been still pretty far away, and it has already started recording. Then I came from the back, and it also was recording pretty fast. I did same thing from the front again. Here it was a little bit late. Then from the back again, yeah, I have to go back. Yeah, you can see pretty fast as well, and here's some false detection. Apart from that, it has not recorded anything. I think when I can go down, you can see it hasn't been recording anything. I mean, I was for most of the time on the medium setting. On the highest settings, highest detections, it sometimes causes some false alerts. Here we can go back. That's important. Here, go back to this menu. When we go to the micro SD card recording, you can see there's much more. The reason is I started in the morning this 24/7 recording. What you always see here is this user wake up. I think when you are logging into the camera with your app, it starts just recording. This is a little bit strange. I don't know how to avoid that. It's not recording in the cloud, but it's always recording into the SD card. Maybe they will change something in the future that you can avoid that. But apart from that, you can see it has been really recording 24/7. I mean, this is always like a 3-minute thing, and you can see the difference is basically 3 minutes between every single recording. If you want to do that, you can do that, but it costs a lot of battery time. Of course, you will run out of battery probably after a couple of hours, or latest after a couple of days, depending on the sun, how much sun is there. But the solar panel is really powerful, and the battery as well, as far as I have been able to see. So I think you can still record quite some time. So here we have same thing here. Last couple of recordings, probably this has been the thing here. Then 10:59, similar thing than in the cloud, but here we have much more false detections. You can see 11:11, 11:15, 11:15, another one, 11:18. Yeah, this is because I've been moving around the camera, but you can see on the micro SD card you have much more false alerts. So the best combination, of course, is to go onto the high detection and the clouds. So with the micro SD card alone, it could be a little bit of a challenge. Also, one big disadvantage here of the micro SD card, when we record on micro SD card, you don't get any preview, you just get this standard image. When we go to the cloud, it's a different thing. Here we got always this preview here, it's much easier to use. Yeah, and there's another big difference between cloud recording and micro SD card recording. I mean, micro SD card works actually pretty good for a battery operated camera. It's always a little bit slower than the cloud, but here you can see with the cloud recording we can download this to the device and then it's saved to the album. You can share it everywhere. When we go to the micro SD card recording, yeah, we have one thing here. You can see it's working, it's loading pretty fast, but I don't see any possibility to download this to the phone and then share with somebody or just save it for you. Yeah, I haven't found any way. Maybe there is something, maybe I missed something. At the moment I can just make a screenshot or screen recording, which is definitely a little bit disappointing. I hope they will upgrade the firmware so we have also a chance to download it. By the way, when we download this from the cloud, the good thing is it's not encrypted, so it's normal one-to-one saved on your device, and so you can back it up like from Google Photos or so. It's much better than with other apps where it's encrypted. Then here I've tested once with the full light. I mean, you can switch between the infrared and the full light, and here's a full light recording during the night, and you can see how bright this really is. I mean, the light is really super bright. Yeah, I have to go forward. I did a little bit of manual control here. Yeah, and here you can see the difference. This is the infrared light. I mean, it's still really good. I mean, it's really powerful. You have a lot of light, you see everything, but it's black and white. With the normal LED assistance light, you have much better view and you have the colors. You can see that here. I mean, in the back, it's usually pitch dark. There's no light and you can see everything just with the light from the camera. That's really powerful. Yeah, here again we have the switch between the light and the infrared. That's important if you want to use that manually. I think there's no programming to use that, but you have the possibility to use this thing during the night, manually activate this thing. What we have to be aware of, what I've noticed is that when it's recording, or especially when it's on high detection level, or if it's recording 24/7, sometimes there is a little bit of a lag. Sometimes it looked like the camera was somehow busy and I couldn't go online immediately, but usually it's not the case. It's a really rare situation. Usually it's very responsive, it's fast, it's powerful, delivers really nice image, and it's awesome to play around, check the footage, everything. I mean, for me it's definitely the most advanced battery operated camera which I've ever used. The PTZ functions and the additional light is really nice, really awesome to play around, look around and check whatever is happening around your camera. So yeah, and so even though it's not absolutely perfect, but it does a really good job, and so I can give you full recommendation on that, and I'll put down the link to the Amazon listing down into the description so you can check it out on the order drive from there if you like it. And I hope I've been able to help you a little bit with this video. If you have any questions or comments, just write to the comment section below. I'm always happy to talk about these things, and if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching and see you next time.